Welcome to Beers with Rich. I'm Rich, editor of Under the Radar Report. It's great to be back today. I'm talking about quality small caps, a high quality lithium producer and one of Australia's best but least known manufacturers. I'm also going to talk to you about what's been going on in the tumultuous markets. It's a bit crazy out there, I know, but I'm going to tell you how you can profit. But more viscerally, what caught my eye, let's get back to the markets, was the big buying on the bonds markets. I don't think I've seen anything like it. The yield on 2-year US Treasuries went from just over 5% to 4% in one day. I mean, that's a huge move. But what does it mean? Well, what it means is that value is going to continue to be the way to make money, because investors will do anything to grab onto what's tangible. I mean, let's just dive deep into it a bit. The financial maelstrom leading with the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank is big, but crucially, it's contained. It's not systemic. Interest rates, when they rise, as I was saying last week, weaker assets get punished. Business models that can't handle it get punished, and this is what's happening. And we might see an interest rate pause off the back of this kind of financial mayhem, but they're going to keep rising for as long as inflation runs hot. That just has to happen. So stay on the value train, people. What does that mean? It means buying companies where there's earnings visibility, where you can see if they're not making money, you can see there's a pathway to making money sooner rather than later. And don't pay up for growth. Don't pay for blue sky. You don't pay for blue sky at times like this. So at the quality small cap end, we look for companies that aren't debt heavy, that have strong customer bases. Because if you've got a strong customer base, that means you've got a strong niche. And strong niches are what small caps are about. Allkem, it's a lithium producer. Well, it's been rising and rising on the back of lithium. And it's going to keep rising because it's been there from the start as a producer. So it's got hard rock and brine production. So it's got two modes of production. So its production is diversified. It's also got two areas, South America and Australia. And it's got projects that it's developing. But most importantly, it's one of the few companies that can service big battery manufacturers in Asia, North America, and Europe. That's very, very important, because let me tell you, when the Chinese depend on you, you have a good business. Just ask Rio Tinto and Fortescue. The second one, Capral. Look, if a business can't, all things being equal, we prefer businesses that are capital light because you're going to get superior return on equity. If they're not capital light, there has to be strong barriers to entry. For much of Capral's life, those barriers to entry weren't there with prolific dumping of aluminium products. They're an aluminium product producer or fabricator. So they didn't have strong protection. But there's been big changes in the world arising from COVID, arising from the rise of protectionism. So this means that they're in a much better position. On top of that, when things weren't good, they just didn't sit there with their hands, sitting on their hands. No, they reduced their costs really effectively. They diversified their revenue base. So if the housing market goes down, there's other segments like commercial and industrial that can fill the gap. This company has ensured that whatever the economy does, it can make money. Well, let's get to the beer. This one caught my eye for obvious reasons. It looks good anyway. The brewery's name's Hope Brewery in the Hunter Valley. Heller's Lager. Oh, frothy. Not bad. Not bad at all. This week we highlight 23 stocks that are like the ones that I've just mentioned. Quality small caps in our 100 stock research rundown. As well, on the big picture front, we drill down further in blue chip, and we talk about a number of big caps that you probably own in your portfolios. So it's interesting times as usual, but the key message is don't panic and, switch into under the radar report.